there is
आपने वेबएक्स पे क्यों नहीं की? वेबएक्स पे बढ़िया था।
वेबएक्स बहुत जन के पास रहता नहीं है यार इंस्टॉल, फिर बहुत जन ज्वाइन नहीं कर पा रहे हैं। सब कुछ धीरे धीरे एक्सप्लोर करते हैं शांत, उसके बाद फिर डिसाइड करेंगे। सो देयर इज, आई कैन सी अ न्यू नेम आयुष and a new name G7GTM2. Hi guys. Hello Ayush. Hello.
Again, I'll have to make everyone join. Basically,
Acha, means you're getting acceptance.
yes.
Shit, man. So means in case you are not the host, means
One
Ishant
sec.
is the host. You can host. You cannot do the screen sharing.
No, we can. I believe we can.
So then let Ishant only be the host.
यार देख लो टाइम पे हो गया नहीं होगी स्क्रीन शेयरिंग तो।
Hello Ritik. Hello Rohit.
Hello, sir.
Ishant.
How are you?
I'm good. Good Rohit. ईशांत को ही होस्ट रख दो यार।
Let.
Good evening, Ritik. Good evening.
Ishan, now you are host. Okay.
ठीक है।
So you need to accept people, Ishant. Be proactive. People will be facing issues.
Is my screen visible?
Not yet, I guess. हाँ ना, your screen is visible, Rarish. Your screen is visible. Ishant, if you are the host, I think so. You need to. Ishant, you need to do the recording.
ठीक है, स्टार्ट करूँ रिकॉर्डिंग?
I think so. Record हो रहा है, कर दो तुम भी, स्टार्ट कर दो। पता नहीं किसके पास रिकॉर्ड हो रहा है। हेलो शिवम। Ishant, are there people waiting in the lobby?
मेरे पास तो सर किसी का भी नहीं आ रहा।
अच्छा। Group that if anyone is facing issue, they will.
मतलब पर एडमिट वगैरह तो लिखा हुआ आ जाता है, इफ इन केस कोई पर्सन आता है तो।
There is continuous noise.
I'm not getting any noise.
I'm getting noise. Let me know when we can start.
I think so. We should start. We should start.
Should we?
I think so. We should start.
Okay.
So admin.
Ishant.
हाँ जी, कंटिन्यू।
Okay. थोड़ा ध्यान रखना ईशांत, लॉबी पे people might be waiting.
Fine.
Okay, guys. So let's begin with our session for today. So as it was demanded from most of you to dive into the calculation of MSME in delayed payment interest. So we'll be taking that topic first, and then we'll be moving to the income tax depreciation part in the second part of the session for today. So yeah, for those who have joined this initiative for the first time, so let me take a minute to introduce. So this group is known as Audit Practically. Why we have kept this name? Because we want to basically share insights or the resources or knowledge what we have gained or the others have gained in the group. So it's an open forum where anyone can basically present their ideas, put up their thoughts, and we can have a interaction basically. So that's the intent of the group, and yeah, so that's pretty much about the group. So as we are aware, like for today's session, we'll be having this MSME thing with us. Give me a second. Yeah. Yeah. So is my screen visible to all?
Yes, sir.
So basically, in case of MSME interest delayed payment, first we have to take an understanding of the concepts which are very much crucial for computing the interest component. So the important terminologies which we'll be discussing today will be, one of them will be day of acceptance, and the other one will be appointed date. So appointed day basically. So these two aspects are very crucial in the computation of interest for delayed payment in case of MSME vendors. Okay, so these two things we'll be deep diving into, and then we'll be going into some of the scenarios and the actual calculation as to how calculation is being done for delay payment, and we'll dive those we'll look into those calculations in by analyzing them or categorizing them under the different categories or different scenarios. So moving further, so day of acceptance, as we this is the first concept which we have to basically focus upon. Day of acceptance or deemed acceptance, there could be two cases. Either first is the actual day of acceptance, or the deemed one, where basically the exact date is not traceable altogether. So basically, whenever any vendor is supplying goods to you, there could be two scenarios. One, there may be cases where you won't be having any objection about the quality of the goods or the billing, no objection related to any aspect of the transaction. Whereas in one of the cases, the other scenario would be where you will be having objection, maybe on account of the quantity, maybe on account of the valuation aspect or the billing aspect. So there could be two scenarios only. The first is no objection, the second is objection. So the law says whenever you have the scenario of no objection, when everything is fine, your goods are supplied to you, invoices delivered to you, and you are fine with all the things, then in that case, the day of acceptance would be day of actual delivery of the goods. That is GRN, the day when you have received the goods or the rendering of the services. The day when you have received the goods or the services are being availed by you, that day will be the date of acceptance. Okay. In case of no objection, basically there is no objection. Whenever the goods came to my premises, that is the day when I have accepted the goods. And in case of the services, whenever those services are being availed by me, that is the day which is classified as day of acceptance. Whereas in case of objection, what will happen? So in case of objection, the law says what exactly you think of an objection could be raised in how many days and should be raised in how many days. Basically, in ideal scenario, in how many days, if you are having any concern as to the valuation or the quality of the goods, in how many days you should raise the concern. So on a generic sense, law said let's keep it 15 days, because 15 days window is more than enough to basically raise your concern about the quality or the billing aspect of the invoice or of the transaction basically. So 15 days window has been provided where the law says objection made in writing. It should not be oral, it should be in writing. So in writing, you have to mention to the vendor that look, there's some issue with the quality aspect or maybe the billing aspect. So you have to communicate the same in writing to the vendor within the window of 15 days. Then only this it will be accepted that you have raised the objection. If you are raising the objection after 15 days, that is not basically will qualify as an objection scenario as per the law. So 15 days window is being decided by the law in this generic scenario from the day of delivery of the goods. So whenever you have received the goods, from that day, from that next 15 days, you have to raise your concern. Similarly for services also, the day you have availed the services, within 15 days of that, you have to raise your concern if you have any concern. So now in case of objection, what will happen? So say for example, the goods have reached on at my premises on 1st of June 2021. Now I was not satisfied with the quality of it, so I raised the concern on 5th of June today itself, within a window of 15 days. So what do you think? The day of acceptance would be which date? Should it be the date when initially the goods received my premises? Should it be the date when I raised the concern? Or should it be a case when that objection or the concern which I have raised is resolved? So as per the law says, because it would be totally justiciable basically if I'll be putting the date the day of the initial receipt of the goods. So instead of 1st of June, the day of acceptance would be the day on which the objection is removed. So if say for example I was having issue with the quality, so when the supplier or basically the vendor gave me the required quality of the product, that day will be the day of acceptance, not the original day when for the first time I received the goods. That won't qualify as the date of acceptance. Okay, this is very crucial because this day of acceptance will have an impact in the future, because the calculation will be dependent on this. So this is very crucial date. First, we have to decide what is the day of acceptance. So the law says in case of no objection, it is the day on which you have received the goods or availed the services. Whereas in case of objection, when the objection is made, it should be made in writing. And the other aspect, it should be within 15 days window. And accordingly, if these two criteria are met, then your day of acceptance would be the day when the objection is removed, when the goods as per the quality or the billing as you required, which was supposed to be correct, has been made. That will be the day of acceptance. Any query, any doubt on this slide to anyone? Anyone?
No, sir.
Okay. So this is the thing which we have decided, basically understood that day of acceptance is the first date which will play a role in my interest computation. Okay. Moving further, the appointed day is another terminology which we have, which I showed you people on the very first slide, that two terminologies are very crucial for the computation of interest. So the next day is a date or day which is very crucial is the appointed day, which is day following immediately after expiry of the 15 days from the day of acceptance and the day of deemed acceptance. So it says appointed day would be after the 15 days from which day the day of acceptance. So first you have to decide the day of acceptance. First you have to figure out this, finalize this day as to which day is your day of acceptance. Add 15 days to it, you will be reaching out on appointed day date. Okay. So again, the two scenarios in case of objections, whereas there's an exception, basically we'll see. In case of objections, 15 days from the date of objection resolved. As we saw, it should not be the right approach to add or to basically compute the days on the original day, is whereas it should be on the day when the issue was resolved. From that day, add 15 days to reach out to the appointed day level. Whereas in case of no objection, the day when you receive the goods, the original date, add 15 days to it, you'll be having the appointed day with you. So nothing to be done, just first finalize this date, add 15 days to it, your appointed day will be computed. Basically, this is the only thing which we have to do for computing the appointed day. Any doubt on this slide? No. Okay. Moving further, now the question is, once we have basically understood these two dates, the date of acceptance, the day of appointed day, basically these two dates, we have understood what is the concept. Now, where it is written that where it is talked about the liability of the buyer as to in this within this period of time you have to make payment or else you'll have to pay interest. So in this there's a section 15 in MSME Act where it says that there could be two scenarios again. So whenever you are having any transaction with any of the vendor, you might enter into an agreement and you might not enter into an agreement. There could be only two scenarios. One, you might be having an agreement with them, or else you won't be having any agreement with them. In case you have an agreement, what will be the case? It says the liability of the buyer to make payment should be as agreed upon between the buyer and the seller in writing, not more than 45 days. That means maximum payment terms could be 45 days. It should not exceed 45 days. It could be 10 days, 20 days, 30 days, 40 days, 44 days, 45 days. It should not be more than 45 days. Wherever you are entering into any agreement, make sure the payment terms should not exceed 45 days when you are dealing with any MSME vendor, if you are entering into the agreement. Okay. So from the day of acceptance or the day of deemed acceptance. So the moment you have accepted the goods, that is the point when you have accepted the liability of making payment. So from that day, within 45 days, you have to make payment. Your payment term should not exceed in any case beyond 45 days. If it is exceeding, law will simply lower it down to the 45 days level. Even if the terms were decided at like 50 days or 60 days, ultimately law will lower it down to the 45 days level. Okay. So in any case, it could not exceed 45 days. Shall not exceed 45 days from the GRN or the completion of services. Okay. Moving further, The second scenario would be where there won't be any agreement. So where there is no agreement before the appointed day, basically when you are not having any agreement, in that case, law requires you to make payment within the span of 15 days from date of acceptance. And we have seen in the past slide, the previous slide, basically, that your date of appointed day was date of acceptance for 15 days. That means in case of no agreement, आपको पेमेंट कब तक कर देना है विद इन अपॉइंटेड डेट. Okay, within 15 days from the date of acceptance. Day following immediately after expiry of 15 days from the day of acceptance or the day of deemed acceptance, आपका in that case आपका interest आपका basically charge on start हो जाएगा. So that is this is the scenario. One is the agreement. When you are having any agreement, the payment terms should not exceed 45 days from the day of acceptance. In case of no agreement, law simply says within 15 days from the your date of acceptance, you have to make payment. And that 15 days when you add to date of acceptance, it comes out to be appointed day. Any doubt on this?
No, sir.
Okay, great. Moving further, now there's another section then, section 16, which says date from which and the rate at which interest is payable. From which date you have to pay interest and at which rate you have to pay interest. That is talked in basically section 16. Okay, so the section 16 says compound interest with monthly rest. Basically, monthly rest is nothing. It's your closing balance after compounding. So if there are multiple months, if there's a delay of say for 2 months, 3 months, then your compounding will come into the picture. After 1 month, your principal will become principal plus interest for the previous month. That will be your new principal. Again, you have to charge interest on that. So the compounding thing will come into the picture. To the supplier on the amount from appointed day, or as the case may be, from the day immediately following the day agreed upon. Basically, it says कि आपको interest देना कब से? From the appointed day. Appointed day क्या था? That was date of acceptance plus 15 days, or as the case may be from the date immediately following the date agreed upon. अगर आपने agreement किया है, in that case तो it will be after the date when the payment was agreed upon. Okay, if say for example, the agreement was entered for 30 days. So interest will be computed after expiry of that 30 days. In case there is no agreement, then it will be after appointed day period. That is your 15 days only. Okay, so most of the time you will find in practical scenario that the payment terms are decided as 45 days because companies want to leverage as much as they can. Okay, so the law gives you the flexibility to decide upon the payment terms up to 45 days. So most of the times you will find that the company decides to have a payment term of 45 days, because if you won't be having any agreement, in 15 days you have to make payment. If you are having agreement with lower date, that date is the date from which interest will come into the picture. So most of the time they compute, they take 45 days on a safer side to make sure that interest amount would be lower. Okay, so now we have talked about from which date the interest will be computed. So in first scenario, in the case of no agreement, it will be appointed day, that is your date of acceptance plus 15 days. Whereas in case wherever you have an agreement, from the day which was agreed upon, after that day you have to charge interest. Dates are defined. Now at what rate? So the rate which the law says is 3 times of the bank rate notified by RBI. So on a I believe on a quarterly basis, Reserve Bank basically announces the bank rate. I'm not aware of the frequency. You guys can Google it up. So on the RBI's website, you will find the bank rate. I'll show you in some time, basically where it is basically where it exactly reflects in the RBI's website. So from there, you have to take the rate. You have to multiply it by 3. That rate you have to take into consideration for computing the interest amount. Okay, so your data there, your interest rate is finalized. Now you can compute your interest because your principal amount is already there. Invoice amount is your principal amount. Your date from which interest is to be paid, your actual payment day would be there of the payment. So your days for interest is there, your rate is there, your amount is there. All the parameters are there. You can compute your interest. So these are the parameters which are required. Okay. So this is the old rates. Basically, I was having this slide from my previous basically some resources. So I kept it like this only because so this is the whole scenario. Anyone having any doubt on this particular slide? We'll be diving into the calculation. It is just I'm making you guys aware about the concepts. Any doubt on this?
No, sir.
Okay, great. Now to basically understand the concept in basically practical scenario, which is the intent of this group. What I have done is we have taken 4 scenarios. This scenario first is no objection scenario. The other one is objection scenario. In case of no objection, no agreement scenario, with agreement scenario. In case of objection, again, no agreement and with agreement. Okay, so these 4 scenarios we will be diving into. So the first scenario is no objection and no agreement. Basically, buyer ne mere ko goods beche, I accepted the goods and there is no agreement. Simple. This is this transaction. Mr. A is the vendor, MSME vendor, who has sold goods to Mr. B. The goods was amounting rupees 1 lakh and that is sold on 4th of April 2020. Okay. The goods delivered to Mr. B on 8th of April 2020. Now the first thing which we have to compute. Tell me what is the first day you have to compute for computation of interest? Which was the first day you have to compute basically?
Day of acceptance.
Exactly. So day of acceptance first we have to figure out. Then what is the next day which we have to look into?
Appointed day.
Correct. And accordingly we will be computing our interest, because in this case there is no agreement, so we can't compute the agreed date on which the payment was supposed to make. Whereas in this case, due to the lack of the agreement, appointed day itself will become the day from which interest needs to be paid off. So your appointed day will be 15 days from the date of goods delivered, because we have seen the day of acceptance was the day when the goods were delivered, or the GRN date basically. So let me take you guys to the Excel computation of this, the calculation of it. Let me know once you guys are able to see the Excel sheet. Is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Only Ishant is saying, why others are on mute? Any issue?
Khushi is asking for what is the concept of appointed day.
Sorry?
Hello.
Aman, say, please.
Khushi is asking that what is the concept of appointed day.
Okay. Khushi, we'll see in this example only. So this scenario was, let me take you guys again with the scenario. The goods were sold on 4th of April. The delivery of the goods happened on 8th of April. So now we'll see how to compute interest, payment dates and all we have taken on this slide basically. So the first scenario was calculation of interest in case of no objection, no agreement. I am assuming the invoice amount was of 1 lakh. The date of invoice was 4th of April 2021. Date of delivery of goods is 8th of April 2021. Because it happens when you have invoiced, it takes few days to reach. It takes few days for the goods to reach to the customer's place. It might be 3 days, 4 days. In my case, I have taken 4 days as scenario. As we have discussed, there is no agreement. So agreed terms and days is not applicable. Due date as per the agreement, again not applicable because I have not entered into any agreement altogether. Now, payment due date as per the MSME Act. Here, the concept of your appointed day will come. Payment due date as per the MSME Act will be, what I have done is, look, this is your 8th of April plus 15. That is the period which was supposed to add it for computing the appointed day. So in case whenever you are not having any agreement, interest will be paid after the expiry of appointed day. Okay, that is the concept of appointed day. Correct? Any doubt on this, Khushi? If you are having any doubt, you can unmute and ask, or you can drop on text in the chat box. Okay, guys. So what we have done is, मेरा goods आया 8 April को, because मेरा agreement नहीं था. I simply added 15 days to the goods date receipt from the receipt of the goods. So मेरा 23rd April आया. That is my appointed day. I can simply say this is my appointed day. Okay. Fine. Now I have made payment on 20th of May 2021. Okay. अब मेरे को interest देना है for delayed payment. Now from which day I have to compute the variation? मतलब जो मेरे को difference निकालना है, from which day? Will it be on the date of acceptance or appointed day? This will be my date of acceptance. Okay. अब मेरे को interest कहाँ से देना है? मैंने पेमेंट किया उसको 20th of May को. मुझे इंटरेस्ट कहाँ से देना चाहिए? 8th of April से या 23rd of April से? What was written in the
23rd of April, sir.
Exactly. So that is the concept of appointed day basically, Khushi. So मेरे को date of acceptance से पेमेंट का कुछ नहीं करना. मुझे यहाँ से चेक करना है। आई वॉज सपोज टू मेक पेमेंट फ्रॉम दिस पर्टिकुलर डे, मैंने पेमेंट किया उसका 20th May को जाके, देयर इज अ टोटल डिले ऑफ 27 days, करेक्ट। 27 डे का डिले मैंने किया, बिकॉज दिस इज द डिफरेंशियल। 27 डे का डिले हुआ, एंड the rate of interest which was published on RBI's website, I'll show you people. So this is the RBI's website. Currently the current rates are there. So whenever you will open this, rbi.org.in, current rates is there. So in this case you can see bank rate, which is 4.25, correct. So from here I have taken the rate of interest. What I did, because law में लिखा था कि you have to multiply it by 3. So what I did is I did 4.25 multiply by 3. That was the rate of interest, correct. So मेरा 12.8% इंटरेस्ट आ गया, मेरे पास नंबर ऑफ डेज आ गए जितने दिन का इंटरेस्ट देना है, और अमाउंट आ गया जिस पे मेरे को इंटरेस्ट देना है। अकॉर्डिंगली, बिकॉज मेरा कंपाउंडिंग सिनेरियो आएगा, तो मेरा जो टोटल अमाउंट पेबल हो जाएगा दैट विल बी 1 लाख। इसका डिफरेंशियल जो हो जाएगा मेरा, दैट इज इंटरेस्ट। अब मेरा ये इंटरेस्ट आया 955 का, बट यहाँ पे कंपाउंडिंग हुआ कहाँ पे? Anyone having any idea as to how to compute compounding effect basically?
सर शायद पर डे के हिसाब से लगता है इसमें
कंपाउंडिंग,
शायद। हाँ,
नो
मे बी आई एम रॉन्ग।
नो, मंथली होता है कंपाउंडिंग।
मंथली था ना सर?
मंथली होता है कंपाउंडिंग। सो अब देखते हैं क्या हुआ। बेसिकली हमने क्या किया है, हम ये देखते हैं इसका अप्रैल मई, ओके। तो मेरा जो आपका अप्रैल में मेरा कितना डेज का डिले था? मेरा 7 डेज का डिले है अप्रैल में, बिकॉज 23 अप्रैल से मेरे को पेमेंट देना था, एंड 30 अप्रैल तक मेरा 7 डेज आया। रिमेनिंग 20 डेज इज माई मे पीरियड, ठीक है। अब होगा क्या, मेरा 1 लाख रुपीज का आउटस्टैंडिंग था। 7 डेज का मैं इंटरेस्ट देखता हूँ पहले। इस पे इतने रेट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट पे 7 डेज का इंटरेस्ट कितना बनता? मल्टीप्लाई बाय 7 divided by 365 or 360, whichever like whatever suits you, you can take. So आपका इंटरेस्ट 244 रुपीज का आ रहा है, करेक्ट। अब क्या होगा, जब मैं मे के लिए जाऊंगा, इंस्टेड ऑफ 1 लाख, मेरा ये जो अमाउंट हो जाएगा दैट विल बी 1,244.25, and now on this I'll have to charge my interest basically. Now you guys can see कि टोटल इंटरेस्ट जो मेरा आ रहा है 944 का आ रहा है, यहाँ पे 955 आया था। दैट इज प्राइमरली आपका इस मे बी 360 डेज के कारण आ रहा होगा। सो इन केस अगर मैं इसको 360 डेज कर देता हूँ, बिकॉज मोस्टली सिस्टम जो होते हैं 360 डेज ही कंप्यूट करके चलते हैं। सो ऑलमोस्ट यू कैन सी अब मेरा ये 958 रुपीज आ रहा है।
सर एक बार ये फॉर्मूला मुझे भी बताना है, दोबारा बताना है कैसे लगा ये वाला फॉर्मूला, आपने कैसे अप्लाई
तो
किया?
यहाँ पे लगा है।
नहीं, ये 7 के आपने 7 के बाजू में आया ना 248 के, कैसे आएगा फॉर्मूला से?
ओके,
फॉर्मूला नहीं समझ।
लेट्स हाईलाइट 1 सेकंड।
रेशो इंटरेस्ट एक बार फिर से बोल, समझाना थोड़ा रिक्वेस्ट
कर रहा हूँ। ये हो गया, ठीक है। नाउ जैसा हमने देखा था, हमें क्या क्या पैरामीटर्स चाहिए थे? हमें पैरामीटर्स चाहिए थे एक्चुअली, मेरा इंटरेस्ट रेट कितना है, मेरा अमाउंट जिस पे इंटरेस्ट देना है, और मेरा नंबर ऑफ डेज, करेक्ट। तो हमने क्या किया, सिंपली अगर आप इंटरेस्ट कंप्यूट करते हैं, कैसे करते हैं? लेट्स कैलकुलेट इट फ्रेश। प्रिंसिपल मल्टीप्लाइड बाय इंटरेस्ट रेट, करेक्ट। ये जो इंटरेस्ट रेट है इट इज फॉर एनुअल, करेक्ट ना, पूरे साल का इंटरेस्ट रेट है। मेरे को ब्याज कितने दिन का लगाना है? ओनली 7 डेज का, राइट?
दिन का,
ठीक है ना। तो मैं क्या करूंगा, मेरे को अब 7 डेज का इसको प्रोपोर्शनेटली करना है, तो व्हाट आई डू, 7 से मल्टीप्लाई किए, डिवाइड किया 360 से, ठीक है। बिकॉज यूजुअली 360 चलता है कैलकुलेशन, 360 365 में इतना कोई मेजर वेरिएशन होता नहीं है। एनी रेट यू कैन, एनी डे यू कैन टेक, ठीक है। सो यहाँ तक किसी को डाउट है? पहले बताओ, किसी को, एनीवन हैविंग एनी डाउट अप टिल नाउ? यहाँ तक ये तो सिंपल फॉर्मूला है सिंपल इंटरेस्ट का, करेक्ट ना? ऐसे तो कंप्यूट करते हो तो किसी को डाउट यहाँ तक?
नो सर।
अमन, किसी का कोई चैट बॉक्स में अगर मैसेज आया तो बताना, ठीक है, सो यहाँ तक क्लियर है सबको?
ऋषु यू कैन, हाँ
क्लियर है यहाँ तक? अब नाउ व्हाट विल हैपन, क्योंकि कंपाउंडिंग है तो कंपाउंडिंग में आपका जो प्रिंसिपल है, ठीक है, वो आपका रिफ्रेश हो जाता है, तो मेरा जो प्रिंसिपल हो जाएगा दैट विल बी 1,02,40, करेक्ट ना, 248 बेसिकली। तो मेरा जो इंटरेस्ट होगा, व्हाट आई विल डू, अब मैं इसको ऐसे रखते हैं, अगेन प्रिंसिपल अमाउंट मल्टीप्लाइड बाय इंटरेस्ट रेट मल्टीप्लाइड बाय नंबर ऑफ डेज डिवाइड बाय 360। यहाँ पे किसी को डाउट है क्या? यहाँ पे बस ये देखो कि प्रिंसिपल मेरा चेंज हो गया फ्रॉम 1 लाख टू 1,02,48, करेक्ट? दिस इज द इफेक्ट ऑफ कंपाउंडिंग, ये सबने पढ़ा है हम लोगों ने, राइट? हेलो,
हाँ जी सर, यस सर।
सो दिस इज हाउ वी हैव कंप्यूटेड दिस इंटरेस्ट थिंग, ओके। अब मैं अगर टोटल इंटरेस्ट देखता हूँ, इट इज कमिंग आउट टू बी 960 रुपीज, ठीक है। वेयरएज अगर मैं एक डायरेक्ट फॉर्मूला लगा रहा था उसमें 955 आ रहा था, सो इट्स जस्ट ऑन अकाउंट ऑफ राउंडिंग ऑफ हो जाता है कई बार सिनेरियो में, तो वो इम्पैक्ट कर जाता है, अदरवाइज देयर इज नो मेजर डेविएशन, करेक्ट ना, देयर इज हार्डली एनी वेरिएशन इन बिटवीन। तो ये एक तो तरीका ये है कि आप इस तरीके से पूरा एक टेबल बनाओ, ठीक है, हर वेंडर का एक टेबल बनाओ इस तरीके से, और आप तब इंटरेस्ट कंप्यूट करो, बट इट विल बी टीडियस टास्क, इट विल बी लॉन्गर टास्क, और मिस्टेक होने का चांसेस बहुत ज्यादा बढ़ जाते हैं, करेक्ट ना। सो टू अवॉइड ऑल दिस थिंग, देयर इज अ फॉर्मूला ऑफ एफवी, फ्यूचर वैल्यू, जो सबने पढ़ा होगा, करेक्ट? मतलब फ्यूचर वैल्यू निकालना सीखा है कि नहीं सीखा सबने एसएफएम में, या अपना जब आपने ये एफएम भी पढ़ा है इंटरमीडिएट में, तो फ्यूचर वैल्यू निकालना सीखा होगा,
यस सर।
करेक्ट? तो फ्यूचर वैल्यू कैसे निकलता है? फ्यूचर वैल्यू आपका क्या क्या, देखो फ्यूचर वैल्यू का फॉर्मूला डिस्कस करते हैं, लेट्स डिस्कस दैट। फ्यूचर वैल्यू जो है मेरा, व्हेन आई विल टाइप एफवी, और जैसे ही मैं टैब प्रेस करता हूँ मेरा ये जो फॉर्मूला एक्टिवेट हो जाता है। अब इसमें पैरामीटर्स देखो, सबसे पहला पैरामीटर क्या है? रेट, करेक्ट?
वेट, हाँ जी।
मैंने दिया रेट, बट दिस रेट इज एनुअल, करेक्ट? तो कहीं ना कहीं अगर मैं इसको एनुअल का दे दूंगा तो मेरा एक गलत हो जाएगा सिनेरियो, मतलब ये जो मेरा रेट है दिस इज एनुअल, तो उसको देना मेरे के लिए गलत हो जाएगा, करेक्ट ना। तो व्हाट आई विल बी डूइंग, उसको मैं मंथली पे लेके आता हूँ, ठीक है, आई विल डिवाइड इट बाय 12, तो अब मेरा क्या आ जाएगा? इंटरेस्ट रेट मंथली आ जाएगा, करेक्ट?
आ जाएगा, हाँ।
नाउ मेरा ये एन पर पूछ रहा है, एन पर इज नथिंग, जो पीरियड हम देते हैं ना, एन की एन का जो नंबर देते हैं उस फॉर्मूला में, करेक्ट, वो एन पर होता है। तो एन पर मेरा कितना हो जाएगा मेरे को अब, क्योंकि मैंने इंटरेस्ट रेट किस यूनिट में निकाला है? मंथली रेट पे, तो मेरा एन पर भी मंथली होना चाहिए, बट क्योंकि मेरा ये 27 डेज में है तो इसको मेरे को मंथ में कन्वर्ट करना पड़ेगा, करेक्ट? मंथ में कन्वर्ट करने के लिए मेरे को क्या करना पड़ेगा? उसको 30 से डिवाइड कर दूंगा तो मेरा मंथ में कन्वर्जन आ जाएगा, करेक्ट? नाउ इट इज आस्किंग फॉर आपका प्रिंसिपल, ये पीएमटी क्या रहेगा? तो पीएमटी मेरा बेसिकली कितना था, क्या पीएमटी तो मेरा 0 रहेगा एक्चुअली, क्योंकि मेरा पीएमटी क्या होता है? पीएमटी होता है मेरा जो अगर मल्टीपल पेमेंट्स आती है ना बीच में, जो हम लोग देखते हैं कि इनिशियली आउटफ्लो मेरा 1 लाख रुपए गया था, फिर 10-10 हजार रुपए आ रहा है, तो वो पीएमटी होता है, जो आपका एनुअल बेसिस पे अमाउंट आता रहता है, एक फिक्स्ड अमाउंट। तो इस केस में हमारा कुछ भी नहीं आ रहा है, ठीक है। पीवी क्या हो जाएगा? मैंने कितना कैश इनिशियली मेरे को लगाना पड़ रहा है? 1 लाख रुपए, ठीक है। और इसमें दो ऑप्शन होते हैं, एंड ऑफ द पीरियड एंड बिगनिंग ऑफ द पीरियड। सो मेरे को, क्योंकि ये मेरा जो अमाउंट है ये बिगनिंग से